Hey, how we doing? It's JJ, and going to be a little bit of a video with a difference today. And I'm just pulling up to my location. I wouldn't normally sort of film and drive, but it's down a little bit of a back lane. It's chucking it down with rain, so I'm probably going to stay in the pickup truck for a little while. So I'm just at traffic lights, so that's okay. And yeah, it's chucking it down with rain. I know I'm going to get wet, but I don't want to immediately go out in it. So catch you in a bit. We'll have a little adventure. It's the first time doing this. So let's get into the car park. It's good, the barriers are up. I need the space. Catch you in a bit. Bye. There we are, we're all in the car park. Big shower's just passed over. Well, I think you can guess what I'm up to. The buoyancy aid is a bit of a giveaway. We are out for the first time in my canoe on a video. Others on the Facebook groups and Instagram have already seen the pics, but for a video, this is my first outing in this. So I'm going to get myself up onto the water and then we'll come back in. Let's go canoeing. We are on the water. This is the famous Fish and Eels pub, and if you know the River Lee, I am at WWII, and I wanted to do my first sort of video from this place because WWII is somewhere that my dad used to bring me and my sister on Saturdays when Dad used to come and take us out for the day. We go swimming at Broxbourne Pool, and we'd end up sort of having a paddle on the powered motorboats and that were just down the road at Broxbourne. But we used to come up to WWII and I love it. I have actually got a bit of an angry swan, a male cob behind me. He's not too happy. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get paddling down. I'm actually going to go downstream, down towards Broxbourne. So come along and then we'll stop, we'll have a brew, and I'll tell you a bit more about this canoe and where it's going to take me, and a journey and a story behind it. Catch you in a bit. Bye. Right, so that's lower WWII lock number 6, which I've just come through from the other side of the Fish and Eels. So before I get back in the water, this is my, let's get it into shot. So this is my Canadian canoe that I got from my best friend Dave Darcy. He does Facebook, doesn't do YouTube, although he does watch my videos. So we're both outdoor activity instructors. Well, sorry, say that Dave's actually back doing activity instructors now. You may have sort of seen my River 7 trip with Dave in a borrowed Canadian canoe last year, and after I did that I decided that I wanted one for myself. Now Dave's got several with him and his partner, and they were going to get rid of one. So this is a Mohawk Sport. It's from Chattanooga in the USA, and it's a 14-footer, which is ideal for me. That's all I kind of really need for around here. We've already had a couple of trips out on it, myself and Jane, my partner, and yeah, it's just a nimble, lightweight, manoeuvrable little craft. And although I'm out by myself today, see these paddles? Now the one on the left is mine, the one on the right is Jane's, and Dave made these himself. His partner Imi, her mum is a woodworker, and a green woodworker, and they have their own sort of woodland bit up near Telford, which I've camped at before. Anyway, they had this piece of wood. It's all been seasoned. Dave said, I'm going to make you a paddle, and then what we didn't know is he was actually going to make Jane one as well. So these are individually sized to both myself and Jane, and on my one, this is my spirit animal, which I found a print of, and then Dave's partner Imi has done some pyrography on it, and that is an Umaloom which Jane chose, and that represents sort of flow and pathways and that, so which is quite apt for us. So these are handmade paddles, and absolutely loving the craft at the moment. I say I am going to make some adjustments to it, but that'll be in future videos. So without further ado, I'm going to get back on the water and let's have a paddle downstream. What I love about being on the water is it just slows you right down. Slows you right down. And you see everything from a different perspective. Just get up really close and personal with nature at the water's edge, and the water margins, the riverbank. Well, them showers almost put me off, but now it's come out, it's actually really warm. Sun's out, the birds are singing. There's no breeze, the water is like a mill pond. It's beautiful. Happy. Let's turn this off. This is what I've been aiming for on the river, and this is one of the World War II pillboxes. I think it's only the only remaining one on the River Lee, which is pretty cool. And I think as a place for a pit stop, we'll see if we can actually get moored up and we'll have a brew. So yeah, let's see if we can do this. And we've managed to moor the canoe up. Let's just have a look around. Let's do some research on this. Pretty cool though. I mean, like with most of these, there is bound to be a shitload of rubbish and that in here. Just having a look around the outside. Yeah, there's a normal bit of rubbish. And obviously this would have guarded the river, but also the fields and that from the other side. Seems to be in general good state of health. Let's have another look. Let's have another look. Let's go in. Right, let's have a look in. Well, there's a bit of rubbish. A bit damp, obviously it's right near the water. But actual rubbish ain't too bad. Because that's where all the rubbish is, on the gun emplacement up there. Yeah. Don't really know what I'm walking on. Sorry, I know it's really dark. Bit of light. Let's bring you out here. Yeah, not bad. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. That'll do. Right. Let's have a look up on top. What does that look like? Hang on. One-handed on a wet tree. Hang on, I'm just going to pop that down a second. But that's where the gun would have been. Would have had a gun down there on like a big spigot. It's full of rubbish and junk and things like that. And there's the entrance where they would have come up, just there. But quite a commanding position on the river. So there you go. I'm going to bring my pack up here. I'm going to have a brew. Chill. I just moved about 100 metres away from that pillbox. Obviously where it's so dark and dank and that inside, the insects, oh my days. I mean, I'm no doubt by being on the water and that today I'm going to get bitten anyway, but just sitting there, it was absolutely surrounded by flies of every description. I don't fancy that. So why is the River Lee really important to me? Well, as I kind of said earlier on, it's where I've kind of first really got my affinity for water, because my parents split up when I was 11, and we got to see Dad every weekend, and Dad always used to bring us down to the Lido at Broxbourne, and we'd swim there for hours and that, and then we'd have a walk along the riverways, and when we were good enough, Dad would actually go to the boat hire place, and we'd get on the little boats and just plough up and down the river, and we'd mess around on the meadows and the nature reserves around there. And it's really where I sort of found my love for the waterways, and that's why I wanted my first proper video with my own canoe to be on the River Lee. That wasn't meant to rhyme, but it happens all the time. Right, listen, I'm going to finish my brew. I'll catch you towards the end. Bye. One of the things that I'm really sort of looking forward to in the future, spending more time on the boat, on the waterways, is actually learning a lot more about the plants that you find along the margins, along the riverbanks, and whether that's on a medicinal purpose or from a foraging point of view, because it's something that I don't have a great deal of knowledge with in terms of the waterways and the plants that you find along there. So more books required. Knowledge is power. Love it, love it. I think that's enough from me today. I'm just approaching my last lock, which was my first lock, obviously because I've done a out and back. So I'll be back at the pickup truck in 5 minutes or so. I've spotted a couple of places that have potential to have a camp at. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens during the rest of the year. Hope you like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up again soon. You take care. Bye.